And what is going on, boys and girls? It's your pal right here, the one and only Black Avenger, aka the Black Azrael, Lee Sanders of the RCWR show, coming at you with a little bit of breaking news, entertainment wise. And we have a special treat for you guys at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around. All right, so if you're checking out the title of this description, then you already know what we're getting ready to talk about. Okay, how many of you guys out there remember the Christian slash rock band Creed? You all remember them, yeah? With arms wide open, can you take me high? You guys remember that band, right? Kudos if you do. I remember where I was when their first two albums had came out. 1997's My Own Prison, 1999's Human Clay. I was in high school when those albums had came out, and I mean, everybody in my school was like, I can't remember not one person in my school that did not have those first two Creed albums, especially when Human Clay had dropped. A lot of people, and I'm definitely on that list, I felt that when the first album had came out, they definitely had teased the hell out of hard rock, slightly metal. Whereas when the Human Clay album came out, it felt a little bit more pop rock. It felt like they tried to cross over, if you will. To each its own. That's just how a lot of us have felt. Well, you know, the front man, Scott Stapp, he's made headlines not in a very good way. I'm sure most of you all that are hardcore Creed fans or fans of Scott, you definitely have been familiar with some of the legal problems that he's been having over the years. Well, I'm assuming maybe this came out earlier today or whatnot. TMZ has reported it, and a whole bunch of other social media outlets are talking about this. But he released a very disturbing video, I feel, that's about 15 minutes long, where he's basically talking about the government has stolen his money. His record label is out to get him. There's like these evil entities that's at work basically going against him and all that. And you're just hearing this video, and I must admit, he just sounds so redundant as he continues to just basically say the same thing over and over. I thought it was really disturbing. Now, stick around, because at the very end of me talking to you guys, we're actually going to play the video of Scott himself talking, and you be the judge. You post your comments down below. You let me know what you think about his appearance, his whole overall presentation, and I promise you we'll do our best to respond to you all's comments as you post down below. And also, we'll follow up on our next radio edition of the RCWR show, which we always do for you guys Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. You can check it out on Spreaker.com. Special shout out, though, coming up on Tuesday, December the, give me a quick minute here, December the 2nd. We won't be airing on Spreaker, but instead we're going to be airing on our old platform for 1 week only, which is going to be over at blogtalkradio.com. So we'll definitely follow up on you all's comments here on that episode. One more time, you can catch the radio edition at 10 p.m. Eastern over on Blog Talk Radio, and then afterwards regularly at that same time, but on Spreaker.com. And I mean, Scott Stapp, multi-Grammy Award winner, best known for his work with Creed. Of course, he was kind of the one that held the glue together when it came to Creed, and we all know between him and the guitarist, I always mispronounce his name. I think Mark Tremonti. Forgive me in advance, folks, if I butchered the hell out of that name. But they've butted heads over the years, and I remember Creed was on like a little bit of a hiatus for a few years. At least about 8, maybe almost 9 years, and then they came back together for 2009's Full Circle album, which did okay, but it didn't meet the success that the previous albums had did. And then from there, we all are familiar with Scott trying to attempt a solo career. Didn't really go right, especially when his sophomore album dropped. That thing bombed
big time. And I gotta tell you guys, I'm a huge Creed fan. I've always tried to support the band. I'm proud to say I have all their albums. I have Scott Stapp solo albums. So trust me when I'm giving you guys a true, unbiased, a very neutral take on this video that he did. As he talks about his son, he constantly mentions his son and basically tells him, hey, look, don't believe all the things that you're hearing about your dad. It's not true. I'm clean. I'm not on any drugs. And as you're watching the video presentation, you can't help but say to yourself, why is he smacking his lips a lot? What's going on? Most importantly, why is this video in black and white? Why is it grainy and all that? But one thing that you will notice off the break is that Scott Stapp? It doesn't really look like him. You have to really look hard and say, oh, yeah, it is him, as he proclaims that he has no money. Through the grace of God, he's been able to get a hotel room for, I guess, a couple of days. He's been sleeping in his car. Supposedly, he hasn't eaten in 2 days, okay? And it was so bad that he ended up going to the hospital, or he had to go to the hospital as a result of not eating for 2 days. Okay, I'm about to dissect all this big time in a second, so do stick around because you're gonna love a lot of the things that I have to say. Now, this man has had a history of legal problems, and it's documented, very well documented. Take 2000, actually, according to my notes right here, take 2002. He was detained by Florida police and charged with reckless driving after driving his SUV off the road before swerving back into the proper lane. He was released from custody after posting a $500 bail. That would be followed up by being arrested in 2006, one day after his second marriage, for suspected intoxication. 1 year after that, in 2007, he was charged with felony assault stemming from a domestic violent incident upon returning home after a night of partying. Stapp was questioned by his wife Jacqueline and got defensive and threw a bottle of Orgina at her. She called the police, and her husband was shortly taken into custody and charged with one count of assault. Stapp was later set free on supervised release. Stapp apologized to his wife and the public in 2007, and the charge was later dropped. I'm sure you all can recall the infamous sex tape that had involved him and rock singer, now going into country, Kid Rock. It was a video of them being shown on their tour bus getting orally pleasured by women. This was done sometime in the late 1999 period, but it became public in 2006. It was definitely a black eye for Scott, as he had said, and you can't make this shit up, folks. He said he did not believe oral sex was actual sex. Since that incident, he and Kid Rock have not talked to one another. So I guess it's okay if you ask a female that you find very attractive, if it's okay if they can give you a hand job, because after all, it's not sex, so nobody's getting hurt, right? Wrong. I don't know what the hell he's thinking with regards to that. 2003, he contemplated suicide after drinking a bottle of Jack Daniels. I'm sure you all recall that little incident right there. So, I mean, he has a long history that's going on right here of being one troubled soul. And as you watch this video, his face, he does not look that recognizable, which is very odd considering this man is only 41 years of age. Okay, so I mean, there's not that much drastic change in the world, not unless you're doing something. Now, I'm not going to name the relative that it was that I knew many years ago, but a very close relative of my family was doing drugs, all types of drugs. Their drug of choice was cocaine. And the smacking, at the mouth, all that, kind of like a little tick or whatever, that was a result of them constantly doing that type of drug or heroin. And now that I'm mentioning that to you guys, make sure you peep out how he's talking and the smacking and all that, and then compare it to the numerous interviews that you've seen Scott give over the years. If it's been a while, go on YouTube. You're here already. Refresh your memory with previous interviews that he's given over the years. He's never smacked his gums, his lips. Really makes you wonder what exactly is going on with this guy. Also, okay, why is the video being shown in black and white? Okay, what? Do you have scars on your face? Are you maybe injecting yourself in the face? What exactly is going on here? Why are you doing that? The only thing that really comes into mind is he doesn't want for the public to really see how bad he looks today. And the other thing he's talking about is the fact that he's clean, he can do a piss and blood test at any point. Well, Scott, here's my whole thing. If you have nothing to hide, why do a black and white video? If you have not sat up and done any type of drugs, saying it is one thing. You're saying to us, the public, that you normally don't do videos like that. Well, if anything, you fueled even more speculation for people into wondering if you're really okay. And if you're really okay, the video should have been done in black and white. Now, look, you can still rebound. You can release another video of yourself in color, all right? And you can roll up your sleeves and you can say, look, folks, there's no injections on me. Look, I'm wearing shorts. Look at my ankles. There's nothing on me. I got a friend right here to hold the camera and show you guys I am clean. I can have blood work done at any time. Anybody that doesn't believe me, prove yourself. Prove yourself. And let me tell you something. 2 days without eating, a very, very long time ago, after I had got my divorce from my ex-wife, I remember when she left me a Dear John letter, and I was just heartbroken when she had left me. I did not eat for 2 days. I drank water, but I did not eat for 2 days because I just did not have the stomach to eat, and I did not need to go to a hospital. You know who did need to go to a hospital? The same relative I was just talking about earlier that ended up taking heroin, cocaine for a long period of time. When they would have their withdrawal periods, they would end up needing to go to a hospital. Okay? I'm calling it how it is. I've been exposed to this type of stuff before. I know bullshit when I hear it, and I'm telling you guys straight up, what this guy is laying down is a bunch of bullshit. Okay? Now, he's talking about he didn't eat for 2 days and all that. Okay, well, I know this man, the little bit that I know about Creed and their back history and all that other good stuff. I know that Scott, he definitely used to go to church when he was growing up as a kid, whereas the other guys, they were a little bit more rebellious and all that, and that's why Creed's music was very heavy influential on the whole Christian rock side and all that, was because of Scott. So if Scott had been exposed to church for X amount of years, then he should definitely know a thing or two about community service, where churches try to do their best to help out the community, whether you need shelter, whether you need a little bit of money, maybe you need food, as they have food pantries and you can get that food for free. So there is no such thing as, oh, I didn't eat for 2 days. Maybe you didn't have your drugs for a couple of days, and what you're experiencing is withdrawal. I know some people are going to look at this video that we're about to show you all in a few seconds, and you're going to feel compelled to try to start up some type of a Kickstarter campaign, and you want to try to give this guy money. Don't. Heaven forbid some knucklehead raises money, you donate to it, it doesn't go to where it needs to go, and the next thing you know, we unfortunately hear about Scott Stapp ODing somewhere in a hotel. and then you're going to be saying to yourself, oh fuck, I donated money to that guy to try to help him get a roof over his head and food and all that, and now he's dead. Oh, I wonder if my money went to that. Oh my god, I feel so bad. You're going to be eating yourself up. So don't do it. I hope somebody shows Scott this video and he tries to clear up the air and he shows a colorized video of himself with somebody holding the camera, and you know, everything. He can be in his shorts, okay? He can just show the rest of his body. We don't care if he doesn't have his abs anymore and all that. I'm sure a lot of ladies out there still thinks he's a very attractive man, even though he hardly looks recognizable, okay? Honestly, if it wasn't for the hair, I wouldn't have known who he was, quite honestly, because he's had that long hair for such a long period of time. And then here's the other thing. He keeps talking about how the government's out to get him. There was an audit, IRS, blah, 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 blah. Well, if you can put so much time into making your video black and white, you can put up a nice little graphic, and you can take the time to put an email where people can try to contact you, help you out, things of that nature. I have an idea. How about show some of the documents that you claim came from the IRS and the auditing and all this other stuff? We don't need to see your social security number. Block it out. Block out your residence. Just show your name. And then show all this stuff that you say is going on. I'm telling you guys, don't believe what you are seeing and hearing from this video. Do not try to donate to this man. I'm telling you, I know a scam when I hear one. I know bullshit when I hear one. And this just sounds like complete bullshit. On that note, we're gonna go on ahead now. We're gonna play the video for you guys. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think about overall what I had to say with regards to this. What you think as far as the appearance of Scott and how he's talking and all the mental notes that I just gave you. And we'll follow up on what you all have to say on next Tuesday night's radio edition of the RCWR show. If it's your first time checking us out, love to have you subscribe to us so you never miss out on all the great content we do for you here on a weekly basis, whether it's breaking news like what we're doing right now, giving some very fun and insightful reviews. It can cover music, it can cover movies, TV, it don't matter, we're on it. Or we have some very fun and insightful laid back interviews. We have a little bit of something for everybody. So hit that subscribe button. Check out our podcast shows on the downloads. All the links you need is in this episode description. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, here is the one and only Scott Stapp of Creed in his own words.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scott here. I'm sure you've heard the many rumors and slanderous, libelous accusations over the last few weeks. First, I was dead. Then, that came out, obviously, that was a hoax. Then there were rumors that I'm on drugs and drinking and relapsed and, in rehab and all these other things. That's also a lie. It's not true. I'm as sober as can be. Once the rumors started coming out, I began getting blood and urine tests once a week, just in case someone tried to call me to the carpet on it, I could prove it. And so, I just wanted to let, all my fans out there and all my friends out there know that right now I'm under some kind of pretty vicious attack. I still haven't figured out the reasons why, except that about 8 weeks ago I began an audit of not only my record company but my personal finances. During the course of that audit, a lot of things were uncovered. A lot of money was stolen from me, or royalties not paid, and that's when all hell began to break loose. So I think you guys are smart enough to put two and two together and you know, there are people that have taken advantage and stolen money from me, and they're trying to discredit me, slander me. I've even been threatened that if I went public like I'm doing right now, that any impropriety or anything that I've ever done in my past, that these individuals can get their hands on to humiliate and embarrass me and try to ruin my credibility, that they would do that. As you all know, I've recently, over the last few years, rededicated my life to Christ, and I'm a Christian, and proud to be, and I love God with all my heart, and I'm very excited about the future in terms of finally being able to fully dedicate my music and my life and my testimony and my message to share what God's done in my life, and the power of Christ, and how He's done so many amazing things for me, and how He can do those same things for you. I have read in the Bible quite a bit that this is nothing new. Even the Apostle Paul, not in any way am I saying that I'm in that league, but he was attacked by preachers and other believers and Christians, and all he had left to say was, well, so be it. They're sharing Christ, and so as long as that message gets out, I have no animosity towards them. I just pray for them. I forgive them. Same goes for those who have spread these vicious rumors and lies, and try to, discredit me, and ruin my reputation. I have nothing but forgiveness for them as well. I pray for them every day. And I think the most important thing for me right now is my son Jagger, my daughter Milan, and my son Daniel. They've been through a lot over the years, especially my son Jagger. Back years ago when I was battling the disease of alcoholism, and I'm pretty positive he was embarrassed at school and hurt pretty bad, and I love him very much. And these rumors that are going around right now, I'm sure are hurting him again, and it really, it's hard for me not to be very angry, resentful, and bitter, and want to seek revenge. But as a Christian, I can't do that as much as I want to, as much as I still battle with that inside of my heart. I have to pray every day that God just extends mercy and grace to me, and to those that are doing this to me. And I want my son to know, Jagger, that your dad is sober, no drugs, no alcohol. This is a vicious attack because some people that we know, and at the record company, and outside of that, have stolen quite a bit of money. And I guess money can make people do evil things, and when they are afraid of getting caught or exposed, they can be ruthless in how they want to protect themselves for the crimes they've committed. I don't know whether I'm doing the right thing right now by making a video and putting it on the internet. It's totally against my personality, but again, I can't sit back anymore and allow this to continue, and allow my children to be embarrassed and humiliated by the actions of others, not their father. no matter what is done to me, I want those out there that are persecuting me right now to know that I'm not going to stop sharing what Christ has done in my life. I'm not going to stop sharing and seeking, legal action against these individuals. There's nothing you can do to me that's going to make me stop. A few other things have happened over the last 4 or 5 weeks. All of a sudden, the IRS has frozen my bank accounts 2 or 3 times to leave me completely penniless. I don't even understand that, why all this is happening at the same time. When I called to find out why, they said, oh, we had an address mix-up. It was a clerical error. So we'll return your funds in 9 to 10 months. I don't understand how that's fair in America and in the country that we live in. Without getting into too many other details, my civil rights have been violated. This all will be public. I'm going to take it public, and I'm going to expose, and I'm going to fight every single individual that is responsible for this. Right now, I'm looking for an honest, good attorney that's ready to fight and take it all the way to the top. Right now I'm living in a Holiday Inn by the grace of God, because there's been a couple weeks where I had to sleep in my truck. I had no money, not even for gas or food. I went 2 days without eating because I had no money, and ended up in an emergency room. When I called the bank to see what happened to the funds that I had remaining in the bank, someone had called, used my information. I guess they had my information and changed my online passwords to my bank accounts and transferred all the money out of my bank accounts. So I had nothing. I reported this to the bank 4 different times in person at 4 different branches. Also via the phone 4 different times. And every time until yesterday, when I called and asked about, how the investigation was going and what was going on, they told me no one's ever filed any fraud charges or made any claims, which blew my mind. I have all this documented. I have conversations with the bank representatives on the phone, recorded, so I can use it in court. I don't understand, again, why all this is happening to me. But between the IRS attacking me, between the banks basically, saying, yeah, all your money's been taken out of your account and there's nothing we can do. I even told them I hadn't eaten for 2 days and they wouldn't even give me $5 to get something to eat. Now, I'm not playing victim here, and I'm not asking you to feel sorry for me, okay? I'm just telling you the truth about what's going on right now in my life. I've been harassed. I've been stalked. Again, my name, my reputation has been slandered all over the internet. Obviously, I guess God has a reason for this. I'm maintaining my faith. I'm trying to every day see what God's trying to teach me through this, and I'm trying to keep a positive attitude. I must admit I've shed quite a few tears alone, asking God why. But I know He has a purpose. I believe in Jeremiah 29:11. I believe in Isaiah 44, verse 8. I believe that God has a purpose and a plan, and that is to give me a future and a hope. And I believe He has that same purpose and that same plan for every single person in this country and in this world. There's so many more important things going on than my issues, as we can see on the news right now with the Ferguson case. But America's not right, okay? People's civil rights are getting violated. People's freedoms are getting violated. When someone can have all their money taken out of their bank account and no one's held responsible, when someone can get targeted by the IRS because of a clerical error, when someone can get completely slandered and lies made up about them and posted all over the internet, and there's no consequences for those people, there's a problem. There is definitely a problem. This is not the country that I grew up believing in. This is not the America that I want for my children and their future. I'm here to tell you right now that despite what's probably going to happen to me by posting this video, I'm going to fight. I'm going to raise awareness, and I'm going to let the world know everything that's been done to me over the last 9 weeks. So if there's anyone out there that's a fan of the band or has any interest and wants to represent me in this fight, please contact me. I have a temporary cell phone. Please don't ring it off the hook. I know that I got a lot of fans out there that probably will, but I'm looking for a good lawyer that's ready to fight. I've got all the documents, evidence that we need to not only fight this case, but win this case. So anyway, thanks for taking the time to watch this. If any of you guys were concerned or worried about me, just know I'm sober. I'm safe as of right now in a hotel room. And don't believe any of the lies. And the truth will prevail. And the truth will come out. So I love you guys. Thank you for those that didn't believe the rumors and the gossip. But I love you all, man. I owe my life and every good thing that's happened to me, to you guys. And of course, first and foremost, to God. So take care. I'll touch base soon. I'm going to continue to give updates like this because it's my only way to fight. So take care. I will talk to you soon. Rock on. And the best is yet to come. Peace.